would like to ask Neymar, is the fact that in the first batch of buses, didn't they have representatives to follow them? So that in a case where the driver was going to do this, they were going to negotiate with them and say, keep going. How was the money spent? Who was the money given to? We will always mock ourselves one way or the other.
Remember yesterday, we said the same thing.
Yeah. We know evacuations are a big deal. But you see, the truth is, when you see a case of evacuation and it's something as petty as money and accountability that is causing the discrepancy, and it's very bad. To the extent that the driver had to get a shorty by collecting the passport, allegedly. By this person. And there was another student interviewed yesterday that said they are even making alternative arrangements. That at a point they couldn't even get the logistics right. And they were first saying state by state basis you enter the bus. But it got to a stage everything was survival of the fittest, quoting that student again, allegedly. Then you know it's all bad. Then the comparison in balancing what's happening in Britain. At least, Britain has dropped the ball too in its own evacuation. America dropped the ball in evacuation in Afghanistan. Yes. But at least we didn't hear that somebody was not paid money.
What did happen?
So it is the pettiness of the Nigerian case. And we can't allow this national shame to continue. So we must ask questions. Who was the money given to? Who procured those buses? The deal not finally sealed that it took the drivers to get midway before they endangered the lives of these people? It was a worse than anything that have happened.
Absolutely. We talked about the amount. Wasn't it? They said 1.2 million.
They said 1.2 million. We saw a voucher at which through Jais Bank where they paid 150 million. What happened? Exactly. We must be able to get to the root of this matter. This matter is not supposed to be a big, because what happened there is a national embarrassment. And you see, I'm happy that Madam Abike confirmed it, that it happened actually. Because some people will have quickly said, oh, the video is fake news. Some people, the enemies of government. And when we criticize, they say, we want our country to do well. But the shame is already on us.
Yes. I mean, like you were saying, Abike actually posted a video on Thursday while, she was giving updates on the evacuation process. She stated that the students were being organized into buses according to their state of origin. That caused a lot of uproar. I mean, where is that video if you can have it? But I'll take a tweet from Damian, who was actually upset. He wrote, I'm confused here. Can someone please explain how conveying Nigerian students on the basis of their state of origin make things easy? I'll take another tweet from IPC Justice. They wrote, in a time when national unity and cohesion are paramount for the growth and development of Nigeria, it is important to prioritize language and actions that promote inclusivity and togetherness. The use of state of origin as a means of organizing people can be divisive, and it is not reflective of our shared identity as Nigerians. Instead, we should focus on using state of residence as a more accurate way of identifying individuals and their needs, regardless of their place of birth. Let us work towards a Nigeria that is united in purpose and focused on the betterment of all its citizens. Ayo, I mean, look at this. This is state of origin at this point. Is this what we should be discussing here?
So I totally agree with IPC in his tweets or her tweets, whoever the person is, in terms of I'm trying very hard to rationalize the use of state of origin as a means of organization. Obviously, beyond, if we wanted to, for the sake of argument, wonder what's happening in Sudan and Nigeria's plan to evacuate its citizens, you would say, okay, where has the $1.2 million gone? But also it's a clear case of management and bad administration and management. So let's say the money is somewhere sitting with the Nigerian embassy in Sudan. I reached out to one of the students who had spoken on Twitter yesterday just to verify some of the stories. And they said that what we had been promised were about 40 or 50 buses. He said 50 buses. Faz just mentioned 40. But I'll just go with his accounts. That out of those 50 buses, only 10 buses were made available. Why couldn't they get the 50 buses?
Jeffrey Onyama said 40 buses.
So 40 buses. Why couldn't they get the 40 buses? Why could they get only 10? Beyond the 10, because remember that we're already starting late. So time is not on our side. Other countries have gotten in there and done what they had to do. Beyond that was also just to verify that indeed the students had to stop midway because they didn't pay the drivers. What happened? If the money was released to the Nigerian embassy in Sudan, then someone somewhere let's say they didn't take the money, but they didn't let the money get to the people, and it endangered the lives of the citizens of Nigeria. Now, in terms of the states of origin, why not their residents? Okay, let's say they want to take the buses to, maybe one bus to Lagos, one bus to the south, one bus to the east, one bus to the north. If I'm from my state of origin, let's say it's from Edo State, but I live in Lagos, how does that apply? So there's no rationale justification, we're trying to think, and there's no explanation yet from the NIDCOM boss, from NIMA, from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as to why state of origin, and with the temperature with regards to ethnicity, which we're still trying to deal with, it doesn't speak well at all.
Absolutely.
I hope they can give a good explanation as to why this was the choice of use.
Absolutely. Well, Abike, while giving a briefing at the presidential villa on Thursday, said that the first set of Nigerian evacuees from Sudan are expected to arrive in Nigeria on Friday. She also stated that 13 buses had departed from 2 universities in Khartoum, carrying Nigerian students to Aswan border in Egypt, where they will be airlifted to Nigeria.
Air Peace, every other thing being the same, should depart this evening to go to Aswan, and we're hoping that by tomorrow, every other thing being the same, by Friday, we should be able to have in the first set of evacuees arrive in Nigeria. Because there's a little challenge now. People are not coming. People who never registered are now just rushing to say, we want to go, we want to go. And a lot of them have settled there doing their businesses. A lot of them are businessmen there. And a lot of students, of course, you know. And at this point in time, we're dealing with 5,500 students. Now, that is not the population. Some people are mixing it up. That is the number of students studying there. But in terms of Nigerians in Sudan, they run into millions. And I'm talking of, from what we have, almost 3 million.
So, Bati, over to you on all of the stories.
One thing that we can ask for is that this ongoing process